week we are staying at Armoyne Caravan Park. It's a nature-based camping ground on someone's property. There is no power and there is no water. So we've just done this at Lake Navarino, so now we are continuing with this, and I am in desperate need of a washing machine, but I'm glad we packed a lot of clothes. On our drive we came through to this interesting tunnel bridge with the railway on top. We stopped at a park to get in our 10 minutes reading for today, and then we got to Armoyne and met up with some more friends and spent the day playing in the Crossman River. It is great to be still in WA so we can still catch up with our friends before we head off on the great open road, and then the friends will have to come to us wherever we are. Don't forget to spot the animal and comment below when you find one. The Crossman River forms part of the Hotham River near Boddington. Armoyne Nature Park sits right along the river. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous. Look how green the trees are. The boys spent some time playing in the water with their friends. This time there was no kayaking, but lots of water play and lots of exploring, and they even found an island. The Armoyne Caravan Park is fully off-grid. There is no toilets, no showers, no dump points. There is a barbecue with an outdoor fireplace. Our first week of travelling was quite school intensive and we were doing activities every single day. So we're spending the next couple of days just winding it all down a bit, chilling out and relaxing. Nature play and exploring is very important for the boys. It gives them the freedom to use their imagination, to explore and to just be kids, including climbing trees with wasp nests. Armoyne is a private rural property which has been turned into a small camping park. It is located on the banks of the Crossman River in bushland and farmland. It only has 9 campsites, so it is quiet and not crowded. The name Armoyne comes from the Gaelic meaning harmony. It is more like a farm bush retreat than a normal caravan park. Check out our views of our caravan site. It is absolutely stunning. In the afternoon we did do a school activity. The boys had to make a bush shelter with Dad. We discussed how the Aboriginal people of Australia used to live in these bush type huts. So the boys had to use their imagination and pretend that they were living thousands of years ago. How cool are these shelters? We were joking about getting the boys to spend the night in them alone. They weren't very impressed with that idea. One of the activities that we can do at Armoyne is feed the chickens. The boys really enjoy hands-on activities that involve animals. After doing such a good job feeding the chickens, it was time for some chicken cuddles and having a chat with the chickens about their life living on the farm. The boys are so gentle and loving and caring with animals. The last thing to do was collect the eggs. This was a fun activity. After egg collecting, it was time to say hello to the other local residents on the farm and give them pats and cuddles as well. After all that hard work, it was time for the boys to run off and explore, and I was trying to relax and read my book when I had this friendly visitor. Our friends came for a visit and the boys went off and went canoeing on the Crossman River. course, we had a man overboard, but nothing like little brother to the rescue. Our boys are very strong swimmers, but we still have them wear their life jackets just in case. It just makes it easier for rescue situations if hubby or I had to jump in. We had some more visitors in the afternoon to our campsite. They were so beautiful and friendly. In the evening, we had the boys do a creative art challenge on their iPad. They had to do Mummy and Daddy. How cute is this? Unfortunately, next morning we had to put a pause on our road trip and head back to Perth for a funeral. We had quick cuddles with Moo, celebrated an 18th birthday, and then a couple of days later headed back on the road, back on our road trip. Our next stop would be staying at a museum on a farm. Tressie's Museum in Calgarin is one of those unexpected outback gems, packed with quirky, nostalgic and downright fascinating items collected over the years. We were the only campers on site, and the boys had lots of room to ride their bikes. The fun fact about this museum is it has lots of nostalgic items of instruments used to play early music, including gramophones, wooden boxes, and a whole lot of things that I don't even know the names of. If you know what they are, please comment below.
Whether this was high-tech for its time or not, I'm not sure, or whether it was just a feature, but has an automatic shut-off, as in most gramophones played to the centre and they just kept going around, whereas this plays to the centre, has a trip mechanism, shuts off. So. And another little feature on this one, instead of having to manually by hand, this had a mechanical lowering mechanism.
With some of the museum artefacts, hubby and I looked at each other and said, we used to have one of those when we were younger. The farm backs onto a freight train line. Here is a little snippet of the train going past. I love trains and I love watching them go past. This is more than likely a grain freight train, as we are in grain country. Did you know that the Wheatbelt region of WA produces a huge portion of Australia's grain exports, especially wheat and barley, making it our country's most important farming region? What a beautiful sunset! Next day we headed off to Coolin, where we stopped and looked at the old car collection. It's part of the town's quirky roadside charm. It's not a polished museum, but a rustic display of vintage vehicles that fits perfectly with the outback vibe. There was a collection of old cars and machinery. Today we are taking a road trip. This is a fun and quirky road trip along the Tin Horse Highway. It is one of the quirkiest road trips in WA, a stretch of road lined with hilarious handmade metal horse sculptures. It is a 15-kilometre drive just outside Coolin. Locals create tin horses and other wild characters from scrap metal. Displays are set up along the roadside on farms. It started as a community prank competition and turned out to be a full attraction. You will see horses doing funny or cheeky scenes, pop culture references, farm life jokes and random creativity. New displays are added over time and it is always changing. Please note though, some displays can be adult or cheeky humour. Not at all kid friendly, but it's part of the charm. Coolin is located in Western Australia's Wheatbelt, about 280 kilometres southeast of Perth. It is driven by grain farming, and it's home to the big grain storage run by CBH Group. It is famous for the Tin Horse Highway. It has won awards for being one of Australia's tidiest towns and a quirky tourist attraction. Coolin might look like just another tiny wheatbelt town, but there's more going on here than you would expect. With only a few hundred people, this place helps produce grain that feeds millions around the world. Farming out here isn't easy. Low rainfall, tough conditions, but locals make it work. And somehow, they've turned that hard country lifestyle into something pretty unique. From rusty old cars to the famous Tin Horse Highway, this town has a personality way bigger than its size. It's proof that even the smallest places can leave a big impression. Did you have a favourite Tin Horse character that you saw? Please comment below. If you would like to see more of these Tin Horse sculptures, please watch our Tin Horse sculpture video. After our fun road trip, we headed to the Coolin Hotel for a bite of lunch and a quick walk around town, and then we went off to find the biggest water slide in the Wheatbelt. You wouldn't expect it, but this tiny Wheatbelt town has one of the most unique water slides in Australia. Welcome to Coolin's famous 18-metre high water slide. Yep, in the middle of nowhere in the Wheatbelt of farm country. It was built by locals to give the community something fun, especially during those hot, dry summers. And honestly, it's not just for kids. Climb to the top, take a deep breath, and then it's a fast, slippery ride all the way to the bottom. Out here, where temperatures soar and there's not much around for miles, this is the perfect way to cool off. Just another example of how small towns like Coolin turn simple ideas into something unforgettable.
No, it has the rules on.
Go prawn!
Hi, Mum!
The boys clearly had fun on the water slide. We then did a bit of geocaching before we headed off onto our next adventure of the day. So we decided to throw in a geology lesson and went to Yirrakeen Rock. No idea if that's how you pronounce it. It is a large granite outcrop just outside of Coolin. It is a classic Wheatbelt rock formation with great views and has a bit of history. It's a short, easy climb to the top with wide open views of the town. The rock is a massive granite outcrop rising out of the flat of the Wheatbelt landscape. Rocks like this are millions of years old, and in such a dry region, they played an important role in survival. Rainwater runs off the smooth granite surface and is collected through channels into a catchment system, providing a reliable water source for local communities. You'll also find a jam tree here, a native tree known for its incredibly hard, dense wood. Early settlers valued it for fence posts because it wouldn't rot even in tough conditions. Places like this aren't just scenic, they tell the story of how people adapted to life in one of Australia's harshest farming regions. Another amazing natural thing out here is the salt flats. Out here in Western Australia's Wheatbelt, it might look like snow, but it's actually salt. These are the salt flats, formed when salty groundwater rises to the surface. When rain falls, it collects in low-lying areas, and as it evaporates, it leaves behind this bright white crust. It makes the ground quite spongy to walk on, and the boys thought it was quite amusing. It's a natural process, but it's been made worse by land clearing and farming over time. What you're seeing is called salinity, and it can turn once productive farmland into something completely different. It may look beautiful, especially in the right light, but it tells a deeper story about the challenges of living and farming out here.
Make a big mud ball.
That's a big ball poo. Oh gosh. Oh god. Oh I got it so behind me. You do the splits. The splits?
On the slide, go.
Thank you for joining us in week 2 of our adventure around Australia. Before we go, we have a fun fact for you about this area. And don't forget to spot the animal. If you saw the animal, please comment below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.